Hi everyone, welcome to Chef Shelley's Kitchen. So we have a wonderful kind of a Indian vegetable dish that I'd like to share with you all. It is packed with so many vegetables, and the chickpeas will serve as our protein. This is my Tikka Marsala, so we're going to call it the vegetable and chickpea Tikki Marsala dish, all right? So what I have here that we're going to be first kind of sauteing a little bit, I have some garlic, I have onions, I have peppers. This is a mixture of green and orange bell peppers. I have broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, and chickpea. And our secret ingredient here is the Tikka Marsala simmer sauce. And if you can't find this, look online. There are so many different wonderful recipes with Tikka Marsala, okay? So check that out. If you can get this, usually it's in the international section of your grocery stores. If you're in the US, for example, and obviously in your other places where this is kind of standard, you'll probably be able to find it in most places. So I have my pan heated now, and what we're going to do is, instead of, and I'm going to give you an option here, you could put a little olive oil in there and then add the ingredients. I'm going to just use a little bit of vegetable broth. I've been doing more vegetable broth or water to do kind of my sauteing. So I'm only going to actually put just a little bit, right? And then I'm going to add my onions. So I have half of a medium-sized onion here. And then I have garlic, tablespoon of garlic, minced garlic. And so all we're going to do is we're going to let that saute just a little bit. And then we're going to start adding all of the vegetables. And then I'm going to put the lid on it. I'm going to let the vegetables kind of simmer. And after it simmers a little bit, because I like my vegetables kind of like al dente, you know, sort of like almost what you do with your pasta. I don't like it crunchy, but I also like it when it's just done. So that's what we're after. So we're going to put the lid on it and let the moisture cook that. So this is actually this is where I want it to be. It looks translucent. And you can see it didn't take that long, and I pretty much have it on medium heat. Okay, so this is our base. All right, let's go on. Let's add our peppers. And honestly, you can see I've got this in my wok. We're just going to be layering this. Got our peppers in there. So rich and delicious. Now I would say at the end, you can add some additional salt and pepper if you would want. But typically speaking, if you do get the simmering sauce, it usually has enough. And if you want to add something more hot to it, then you can certainly add some hot peppers. I literally pickled jalapeno peppers today, so go for it if that's what you would like. So let's go in and add all of the other vegetables now. And I'm gonna leave the chickpea for the end. I'm gonna let this simmer. So we're gonna let it simmer, and then we're gonna come back. And it's not gonna really take that long because we're gonna really let the moisture, do the cooking. So I'm just stirring this around a bit. And I just wanted to make sure I had something on the bottom so it doesn't stick. And by the way, this is looking so beautiful, so healthy, and this will go a long way, okay? All right, so we're gonna put the lid on it, and we're gonna come back once it's tender, and then we'll just add the last few ingredients, okay? All right, we're back. So as I said, al dente, so, like 4 minutes or something like that, really not a lot of time. So what we're gonna do now is make sure, what I did certainly, like during the time away, I just stirred it a little bit. And that's why you want to put the little vegetable broth on the bottom. But this is nice and tender, but not too tender. So let's go on and add our chickpea to this mixture now. And, one of the things I find where vegetarians or vegans, where they go wrong And it's funny, I had a conversation with a church member last night, earlier today, I'm sorry, who used to be plant-based, and they said I couldn't do it because they became anemic. And that's because you have to be intentional about your beans. You know, you still have to get those proteins. And while your vegetables, especially some of the, you know, really green vegetables, they have great sources of protein, and other places, I put beans in everything. I mean, I don't have a salad without having chickpea. Or if I have a vegetarian dish, you know, I usually add some chickpea. So you have to get the protein. All right, we're gonna just dump this entire amount in here. And the other thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a little bit of vegetable broth to it. I'm gonna actually pour some in the jar so that it can spread nicely. And you probably will think I'm crazy, but like last night, my husband and I literally had Tikka Marsala at an Indian restaurant. It was so hot. I didn't know what I was going to do with myself. And the waiter asked, did you want to have it, how hot do you want it? And I said, well, just medium. And my mouth was on fire, okay? So if this is not hot enough for you, guess what? Just add some peppers or something like that. And I only have, this is probably like maybe even a third of a cup of vegetable broth that I just added to the jar. Just want it, so it's bubbling, it smells so good. And I'm gonna tell you, this is gonna be delicious now, right? This will be delicious now, but tomorrow, when the seasoning has had a chance to sit, now we're talking wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So believe it or not, this dish is done. And I'm gonna scoop a little bit so that you can take a look at it. It'll be too hot for me to eat, of course. But what I normally do is I'll serve this over brown rice. Probably the traditional way to do it is serve this over basmati rice. But they also have basmati brown rice. So that would be like the ideal scenario to do basmati brown rice. I don't have any of that, so this is gonna go over brown rice. And like I said, add more salt and pepper, or add pepper and any additional salt. This container is already gonna have some salt in it. Add it to your liking, add some more hot seasoning if you like it hot. But we are done. We are done. I'm going to just kind of lift this up so you can see it. I am gonna scoop a little bit. But that one jar did enough justice to cover this entire pan of vegetables, okay? And you saw I had about a bowl full of each of the vegetables. All right, this is it, guys. This is it. I'm gonna put a little bit here in my bowl. And what I would say to you, some people also, by the way, they add diced potatoes. If you want some potatoes, put potatoes in here, whatever you want, you know. So I just want you to get a sense for how wonderful this looks. So we'll put a little bit in the bowl. And it's just, like I said, when I eat this, I'm gonna be eating it over some rice, all right? So there we have it, just such a wonderful dish. Love it, love it, love it, and I know you will as well. If you are new to my channel, certainly click on the subscribe button. I would love for you to tune in with me. I come out with videos every other week, and I am plant-based. So if this is your first time tuning in, you'll know that what I serve is going to be plant-based, usually with some dairy alternatives and also protein, you know, that comes from beans and other sources other than meats and poultries and seafood. Thanks again, I appreciate you. Please share, this really helps my channel. I know I loved the comments. So many of you said, it's so good to have you back. So many of you have actually even said, hey, I cooked it, your recipe was wonderful. I need you to put that in the comments. So if you make the dish, which I hope you will, just come back, put it in the comments. This was wonderful. I loved it. And share it. That's encouragement for me, but not only that, for the ad people that say, oh yeah, there are a lot of people that are interested in this. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.